Alright guys, this one should be a little bit faster. So you get new inventions of the Industrial Revolution. No, that the goes agricultural revolution to the textile revolution to cloth. Alright, weaving or knitting a fabric. And what happens is that then leads to a bunch of other industries. If you think about it, it kind of makes sense. First you want to eat, agricultural revolution. Then you don't want to be naked, textile revolution. And you got to move the product, transportation revolution. All right. Britain's textile industry clothed the world. Wool, linen, and cotton. Cotton is what's eventually going to cause a massive problem here in America. Cotton gin was a big issue for America. It made cotton demand. Cotton would come over from America, and then the British would turn it into clothes. Already talked about Jethro Tull and the seed drill. James Watt is a big deal because he has a steam engine. Matt Boulton is kind of his entrepreneur, manages, organizes, and has the money so Watt can do his research. So going back to the textile, James Hargreaves spinning jenny. James Hargreaves spinning jenny can work up to 8 threads at a time. So what we're doing is workers aren't working one-on-one. Now workers are working 8-on-1. All right, and then here you can see Samuel going back to Crompton, took the spinning jenny, added a water frame to create power, and it was called the spinning mule. John Kay, flying shuttle. You can see the machines are becoming more complicated. Edmund Cartwright, the power loom. I love this picture. Look how it's loom on looms, yo. And here's the thing. These things were really dangerous. People would definitely lose fingers in there. All right, and as you can see, there's the drives driving them. And just think about how much more cloth you could make, this girl could make running all these machines, and then if she was trying to make the cloth by hand. So then we go to transportation. Fulton takes the steam engine, WattSteam engine, puts it in a boat, calls it a steamboat. And then another Englishman, Trevithick, takes the steam engine, puts it on a locomotive. The most famous, George Stephenson, builds the rocket. So now we went from textile to transportation. Well, if you're going to have the rocket, you need coal, you need iron, and all these other industries are going to grow quickly. Here's another example of Watt's steam engine running a factory. Here's a steam tractor, what everybody needs. Here's a steam ship. Here's an early steam locomotive. Chugga chugga choo choo. Speaking of trains, what's a cooler train? Thomas the train or the band train? I love this graphic. So if you're in London and you're really near a good soccer team, Tottenham, it would in 1836 it took you a whole day to get to Liverpool and watch a bad soccer team. If you went in 1850, it would just take you 6.5 hours. Take a minute and look at the time changes here. Amazing, revolutionary. Not everybody loves the railroad. Here you can see it's dangerous. You see some other writing up here. Down here you can see that it's implying that it's pretty expensive. All right, there's our boy Watt, steam engine, ran the factories. How do you do it? Matt Boulton paid for it. Boulton is an entrepreneur, someone who organizes, manages, and takes the business risks. Then you get the water transportation, Fulton with the steam engine. Don't forget they're still using the canals. And British roads get much better during this time period because companies have money. They build basically toll roads. If you want to ship or move your product along the road, they would charge you. Chugga chugga choo choo. Steam driven. You get Trevithick, you get Stephenson, you get very important the Liverpool Manchester Railroad. All right. The rocket again. And the railroad has a massive effect on industries. People are able to live in cities, and if you think about it, you need iron, you need coal, you need all these things to build it. There's Watt. I like this graphic explaining how the steam engine worked. And again, it all started with the textile. Business owners were investing in these new machines. They were building factories. They needed the product, and they needed to move the product. So it's almost a flow here. You get machines, you need factories to put in the machines. They start industrializing. These factories give jobs. People leave the farms for the city. One of the more famous inventions is Bessemer, and what he did is he devised a process to produce stronger steel that was cheap. So the price of everything's dropping because they're making it faster, they're making it cheaper, and it's getting easier to ship. Don't worry about that guy. And that led to faster transportation. And that's all. Beep, beep. We're out.